Okay. I'm getting nervous as taking my C1. Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Daniel, and I'm from the Department of Physical Therapy, and I'm in my junior year. And I'm excited to be here again, and because tonight it is the last meeting that we gather around, and it is also my last speech on my CC project. And tonight, before tonight, I was thinking of the appropriate topic that I'm going to speak on my C10 speech. And then I pondered on for a couple of days, and then I decided that I want to tell about two stories that inspired me a lot and has definitely changed the stage of my thinking. And these are the two stories that I'm going to tell you. And I hope all of you guys, after listening to my story, you'll get a little bit of something like an enlightenment or anything back home. Yeah, starting with the first one, how do you peel your banana? Well, ladies and gentlemen, how do you peel your banana? You peel your banana from the top or you peel it from the bottom? Well, there's a story that I read and I really liked it. It is based on a true story. There was once a camp counselor who is working down at South Africa in a village, a tribal village with some of the local kids down there. And one day, the camp counselor and the kids went down into the field, and then they went down to cut off a bushel of bananas. And then the camp counselor went up and he ripped off one of the bananas from the tree, and then he begins to open his banana. And right after he opened his banana, all of the kids around him starts to laugh, and the kids are like, he's opened his banana wrong. And the counselor is like, what are you kids talking about? And he's got really confused. And then the old man come over from the village and he asked the counselor what's going on. And he said, the kids are laughing at me because they told me that I'm opening my banana wrong. And he said, well, son, where's your son? You do. And he's like, what are you talking about? And the old man replied him and he said, nature shows us the path to the least resistance. The easiest way to open your banana is actually from the other end, which is the little flat top. All you have to do is just pinch off that little flat top, and then it will naturally part. And all you have to do is pull back the peel, and it will separate nice and cleanly. And then you will have a beautiful, nice, clean banana, instead of struggling with the stem like this and ending like with the banana mash, So after this, listening to this question, this story, and I'm like, oh, is this real? I so wish I have a banana right now. And so I went home and I went into the kitchen and I took the banana and I began to do that experiment, and guess what? It worked. And I thought to myself, wow, how come people don't know this? Like, we're in the 21st century and people don't know what is the easiest way to peel the banana. And I'm like, I'm like thinking, how could this happen? For most of us, including you and I, we're brought up to open our banana from the top. And this is what we do it. This is what our parents teaches us, because this is what everybody does. But it doesn't mean that everybody do this. It doesn't mean that it is the only best way to do things. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah. And this story reminds me of, thinking outside the box. Sometimes we just get trapped inside that little box inside our head, and that we just forget that there's actually alternative ways that can help you reach your goal. Just like switching your banana upside down and opening from the bottom. That simple. So then I started to encourage myself to think outside the box. And there's always no one concrete answer, no one concrete solution to a problem. There are many ways. All you have to do is think outside the box. Yeah. And after this, when you think outside the box, and then you will start beginning a new solution of your problem, and then you will have to start to eliminate those bad feelings you have inside yourself. And then you will start telling yourself that I am doing this in the right way, and I am confident, and I am doing this because I think it is the best way. And then you start to apply the law of attraction. which means that once you focus on something that you wish it to happen, then it will happen. The law of attraction will bring to you what you desire. But instead, if you focus on the bad thing, you focus on the negative side, it will bring to you more and more of the negative side that you don't want. For example, one day you woke up and you feel miserable and so sad, and you get off of the bed, and suddenly, accidentally, you just knock your toe, and it's like, it hurts. I never should have get down to bed. I should have sleep all day. I feel so bad. And suddenly all of those bad things comes into your mind, and you begin to think negatively. And you know what comes next? What comes next is that actually you have drawn to yourself negative things, so it will bring you more and more of the things that you don't want. And then afterwards, after you get out of the bed, you might burn your toast, and then you spill your coffee, and then you get trapped inside a traffic jam. And then when you got to school, attend your class, you found yourself late for class. So this is how the law of attraction works. So instead, we have to focus on the positive part, so that the law of attraction will bring us more and more of what we desire. So we have to think, well, I won't be late. I will be on time. And what happens if I burn my toast? It's okay. I can just sorry, not banana. I can just simply cook another one. You have to give yourself those positive thinking, so that it will reward you back with more and more positive things. And this is how the law of attraction works. And like the story that I just said, sometimes you can just, switch a little of your emotion, and then you will find your entire day different, totally different. For example, if you want to start a happy day, you just grab onto that happy feeling you want. You just keep on with that happy feeling, and no matter what comes into your way, what disturbs you, what bad things happens, you just ignore it. You don't let those bad things interrupt with your good feelings, and then constantly you will be able to attract more and more of those positive things, and you get it into your life. So this is how the law of attraction works. So, ladies and gentlemen, thinking outside the box is another way for you to find your solution. And filling yourself with positive emotions is the best way to bring yourself to another state of elevation, to bring back more and more positive things. So, Toastmasters, you are the artists of your life, and you yourselves are the masterpiece of your lives. So try to add more colors inside. Try to think more positively, and try to think outside the box. Back to Toastmaster with the evening.